Boom shakalaka, with Ethereum up almost 10% today and the total market cap up by about 2%. It's clearly obvious from this chart here that the whales have been buying this dip. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at how best to profit from the upcoming cryptocurrency market bull run over the next few months to maybe even a year. You'll definitely want to stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we're taking a look at how best to profit from the upcoming bull run. I have a strategy that I think could work very, very well. Now, I haven't actually tested it myself yet, but this is something that I think could work very well because if you've noticed, like I've noticed, there seems to be trends in cryptocurrency. They generally last a few days to a few weeks, but if you can get in early on these trends and capitalize on them, you can make an absolute killing. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to, both a free and a paid way to do it. And then, well, we can all go try it out and see how well it works. Now, why am I doing this? Well, as you can see here from cbbi.info charts, it appears like we're not anywhere near a Bitcoin peak. Now, what happens to altcoins generally is the same that happens to Bitcoins. Bitcoin goes up, altcoins go up. This is historically how things have happened. We would expect it to happen this time. Doesn't mean that it will, but that would be where we expect. As a matter of fact, right now, 58% confidence we're at the peak. That means we're roughly about halfway. 50% is halfway. We're roughly halfway, so not even all the way there. And if we take a look, markets are starting to heat up after a few days of a lackluster performance. And, part of this is due to what's going on with monetary policy in the world. People are not comfortable holding fiat currencies anymore because of the devaluation. I mean, if we take a look here, this gray line is basically how the government is showing the money supply change, but actually the red line is more important, which is the year-to-year percent change. The cited tweet says 18% per year, but that's not actually true because it's closer to 40% as measured by shadow stats, meaning that if you're not making at least 40% return on your money every year, you're losing. Yikes. So, that being said, Willy Woo just published this chart here showing that previous times that we had significant dips, this was back the COVID time, this was back after we had the peak in April of this year, and this is this dip right now. Now, if we take a look at the COVID one, guess what? The amount of whales buying actually decreased. Whales were selling back then, okay? Same thing here. Whales were selling. But in this dip right here, guess what? It's above. Whales are buying, and clearly evidenced by Michael Saylor. MicroStrategy has purchased an additional 7,000 Bitcoins for $414 million in cash at the average price of $59,000 per Bitcoin. As of this time, they hodl 121,000 Bitcoins acquired for $3.57 billion, or an average price of $29,000 per Bitcoin. You think we'll ever see Bitcoin price around there, $29,000? Probably not. You think we'll likely see it towards this for much longer? Probably not. But like I said, you need to be making at least 40%, and for most people, Bitcoin is kind of too slow. So, I've been putting the old gray matter to work, trying to figure out how to make, really insane profits from these really insane trends that happen. And I came up with a way of doing it, both a free and a paid version. So, first thing you need to do is head on over to CoinGecko. Now, when you go to CoinGecko, you head over to categories, and then it lists out all the categories. And for this particular strategy, what you need to do is select 24 hours. So you can see what is the most popular over the past 24 hours. Now, in this one, I think they just added a whole bunch of coins to the Avalanche ecosystem and the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem, as you can see here in this chart. So, while these numbers may not actually be true, I'm just going to do this for a point in case so you can know how to do it for yourself, clearly because you're going to be doing this every day to follow the trends. So, for instance, you find Avalanche ecosystem, okay? Now, what you can do is you can click on that there. It'll bring you to this chart here, which shows you the top gainers over the past 24 hours in the Avalanche ecosystem. Things like Tango, Tempo DAO, Avalanche, Papa DAO, Slushy, Avaxitars. Now, while those may be great buys, there's a better chance that they may not be, because what goes up tends to come down. But crypto tends to move, in like phases. Like you might have noticed there was like a DeFi phase, and then a meme coin phase, and then an NFT phase, and then what's that meta thing called? Oh, the metaverse phase. You might have heard about that one recently. Well, if you can catch these phases early, you can make an absolute killing. So here's the free version of how to do it. And guys, if you are interested in the Avalanche ecosystem, I did make a video about a week ago of the top 5 projects in Avalanche. You'll definitely want to check out that video. I'll put a link to it up above me. But here's the free way to do it. You find out what the most popular category is. Maybe you don't even need to look here on CoinGecko because you know it's metaverse, or you know it's DeFi, or you know it's DAOs, or whatever it is. Well, then you go to that category and you look through that category. Now, the free version of this is much more resource intensive because you actually have to do the research yourself. But you would go click and look at every single one of these and look at the charts and see, does it appear to be undervalued? Because guys, simple as it seems, you can actually tell a lot about a project just by looking at the website. If the website's garbage, skip it. There's a billion other projects out there. But if they have a really nice website, if they have a team with people who have worked on other legitimate projects you've heard about, those two things combined with a low market cap, you're golden. So that would be the free version of doing it, which leads me to the paid version of doing it, the way that I like to do it, because guess what? I'm a little bit lazy when it comes to doing this stuff, especially the research. And when I can use computers to do all the artificial intelligence and machine learning tasks they've been programmed to do instead of having to use this thing in between my two ears, well, it makes my job a lot easier. So same type of thing. You would start the same way as you would for the free version. So free version, again, you go to CoinGecko.com, you click on categories, you sort them by the top over the past 24 hours. And then what you do is you head over to Tokenmetrics, because ever since Tokenmetrics 2.0, guess what? You can now categorize things. So when you go to Tokenmetrics, you go to analytics, you go to ratings, and then you can click on the Avalanche ecosystem. All the same categories are available here on Tokenmetrics. And if you haven't checked out Tokenmetrics yet, there is a discounted link down in the description and the pinned comment. Now, there's 3 different ways that I like to look at this. So first thing is, it orders it automatically for you in terms of TM grade. And this is awesome because they take a look at about 80 different indicators and pick out the best coins based on the code, based on the project, based on the team, based on the technical analysis, based on fundamentals, based on sentiment, based on on-chain metrics, based on a whole bunch of different stuff. They pick out winning coins over and over and over again. Now, does that mean that the coins that show up here on top are going to gain? Well, not 100%, because if it was 100%, it would be cheating. But there's a better likelihood that they will go up as opposed to some of the other coins. So the first chart that I would look at is when you go to analytics, you go to ratings, you go to Avalanche ecosystem, and then looking at it on a daily time frame, because many people like to trade on a regular basis, and these trends tend to last for only a few days to a few weeks at most. So these are the ones most likely to go up over the next few days. So that being said, if we did that for Avalanche today, we would have things like GameSwap, Avalanche, TrustSwap, Elk Finance, Starter XYZ, Benki, Avalanche, NiftyX, Penguin Finance, okay, and WowSwap. Now, that's the first step. But here's another cool thing about Tokenmetrics is you can do a lot more stuff, because instead of choosing the daily time frame here, one time frame that I really like to use is the monthly time frame. This gives me a better perspective of which are the long-term best buys, because for me, I live in the US, any short-term capital gains is exorbitant, so I don't like to hold things for a short period of time, because then I need to make like over 40% gains in order for it to be worthwhile, or else the government's just going to take all that money from me. So I want to hold things for longer, and I believe that the monthly time frame does allow me to find the most undervalued of these projects. So if we take a look at that for monthly, we have Avalanche, we have GameSwap, NiftyX Protocol, Starter XYZ, Joe, Benki, WowSwap, TrustSwap. So you see a lot of the coins are actually showing up similarly on the monthly and the daily timeframes. And these are ones that you might go want to investigate a little bit more, because, hey, they're flagging on a lot of things right now. It could be very worthwhile. And I've saved this last handy hint till the end for you guys who stick around to the end of the videos, because I do appreciate it. Well, one more handy hint is if you go to same place, we're going to go to analytics, ratings, Avalanche ecosystem. We're looking at it on daily, but if you see right here, you can actually choose the exchange. And I've chosen KuCoin because I think a lot of people head to KuCoin to find some hidden gems. Not only that, but if you're trading more regularly, you can also put stops on these, as opposed to when you buy it on decentralized exchanges when you can't really trade with a stop there. But you can use these stops here on KuCoin to prevent you from losing in case you've caught the end of the trend. Like, let's say you caught the metaverse at the top, or let's say you caught DeFi at the top. Well, instead of losing 90+% as most coins do when the trend ends, you would only lose, 10 to 20% wherever you put your stop. So if we take a look at some of those coins on KuCoin, things like GameSwap and Avalanche and TrustSwap and Elk Finance and Starter XYZ, Benki, Avalanche. So a lot of them are available on KuCoin, and these ones with the lower market cap rank like Elk Finance and Starter XYZ and GameSwap, well, they generally have higher potential for gains, especially when available on a popular exchange like KuCoin. So there would be my tips for how to go ahead and make an absolute killing in 2021 and 2022. And I should say that, when you start to see profits, when you feel like dancing with a lampshade on your head because you've just 5x'd, well, it's probably time to sell some, because they're not going to stay there forever. Altcoins don't go up forever. They pop and then they come back down. So guys, if you did enjoy that, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Also come join us over on Twitter and press the like button. It helps out so much. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Peace.